Gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about respect. Yes, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. Yeah, that. And what defines respect? I know I look a little dressed up for this evening, but I just finished filming The Angry Critic. If you haven't checked out that channel, please check it out. I think the link will be in the description below. So, this idea of respect. Now, some people have this idea that respect is brainlessly following orders of somebody superior. And I don't define that as respect. I define that is defined as slavery. Now, respect to me is taking other people's opinions into consideration. Like, I don't blatantly disregard people just because of who they are, how old they are, what their background is. Everybody can have valid input on any subject. Anybody can get lucky and guess right, and that's why you need to take everybody's opinion into consideration when you're making a decision. So, even though I don't blatantly follow orders of superiors, I decide to, which has, by the way, cost me a job. so, yes, I don't blatantly follow orders of superiors, and that's why I feel like that mindset is kind of dangerous. Because, well, just because they're an authority figure does not mean that they're authority on everything. And if you're blatantly going to take, or if you're mindlessly going to take their word for the gospel, then it could lead you into very bad decisions or bad outcomes. And it's important that you think for yourself to, well, ask yourself this: if your boss asks you to jump off, it's sort of like an extension on the, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Or sort of along those lines. If your boss told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? No. But how about compromising any values you have, or personal values you have? Like, say you're very against lying, and your boss asked you to claim that their product is perfect, or some way along those lines. Would you do it? And my answer is no. I don't compromise personal values for anybody. So the idea of, and also just like I said, just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's true. So just because your boss, even though they are an authority figure, that in fact this is a big logical fallacy called appeal to authority. Just because they are an authority figure does not mean they're right in this case. Even many big PhD people in physics and mathematics get things wrong sometimes. So just because they look like they have all the credentials in the world, just because they have credentials doesn't mean that they're infallible. So the idea of respect is not, and yes, I respect everybody who has those credentials, but I don't blatantly take their word for the gospel. I need to see the evidence that they have, and that's very important. So make sure that when you are dealing with an authority figure, don't sit idly by and unquestioning. Always ask for more details, or get the details that you want. And beyond that, if they have a problem with that, then they're not a good boss, and their idea is probably not that great. Why? Because if they're really afraid of questions, then they're really afraid that their idea is not great. Any idea should hold up to, or anything that is true should hold up to the most scrutiny you can ever give it, or as much scrutiny as you ever give it. Sorry, me speak grammar good. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that I have to leave you with today. Just remember, respect is not blatant or mindlessly acting like as a little robot for the person. Respecting is taking their opinion into consideration. Oh, and sorry, one more point. Just because they don't look like they're an authority figure on it, just because their kid like it may be a kid that says it. It's some 12-year-old or some 9-year-old may guess right. I don't know. I don't think the chances of them guessing right on big major quantum physics things is a little low, but still you may want to hear them out. Hear them out a little bit. What's that? What's that word called? Um, Sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. But it's very important that you listen to all sides and don't go in with any um, prejudgments until after you've heard all the evidence. So, and it's important to make your decisions based on all the evidence that you have. Okay, and that's all I'll leave you with today. If you liked what I have to talk about, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.